You can start. Thank you. So welcome everyone for Bhakti Vriksha week 27, and we are doing it as part 3 today. And for past 3 sessions, we are discussing the qualities, the divine and demonic. That is the good and the bad qualities we are discussing. So before we begin, let's offer our prayers to Srila Prabhupada, Panchatattva and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We can chant once and seek the blessings of Prabhupada and Panchatattva and Sri Sri Radhakrishna. So I offer my respects to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna. O Spiritual Master, I offer my respects to you, your servant of Guru, Saraswati Goswami, and you are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya and delivering the Western countries. We'll recite Panchatattva. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gauri Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are now on part 3 of this week 27. So just to refresh your memories, part 1, we covered the story of Aditi and Diti. Does anybody remember? You can just say yes or no. And we saw that how both of them, although married in the same family, they had the same husband, yet both of them were so different in their character. Their nature was, one was totally pious and pure and divine, and one was very demonic, she had all the bad qualities. So this is what we covered in part 1. And part 2, we understood that how we have 3 enemies: lust, anger, and greed. Anger and greed. So if we are practicing Krishna consciousness, if we are trying to be devotees, we should always try to stay away from these 3 enemies, because these 3 enemies will take us straight to hell. So lust, greed, and anger. So mark it. You must always think about it. If you see anything in the world around you, is there anything, if these qualities are there, then try to stay away from them, because they will spoil our bhakti and they will take us straight to hell. In part 2, we also did, we just read the 26 divine qualities and 6 demonic qualities. So there were 26 of them, which are good qualities, and 6 of them, which were like a demon's quality. So this is what mainly we did in part 2. And now we are in part 3. So part 3, our focus is entirely on the 10. So there are 26, but then we are focusing only on the main 10 qualities. Because, it is, if you understand these qualities and if you try to practice them, if you try to bring them in our own life, then our life will be successful. Okay, so I am pasting them in the chat also. But anyways, we are going to understand these qualities also. Fine, so let's begin our first divine quality, which is called fearlessness.
Mataji, just to let you know, number
Right.
8 and number 9 are the same. Forgiveness.
Yeah, because two two of them I was taking together. 1 second, yeah. Must be some mistake in copying and pasting. I'll paste them again after some time. Before the end of class, I'll paste them again. Okay, so let's start with our first quality, which is called fearlessness. Fearlessness means when we are without fear. So fearless here, it will mean that, a devotee, like all of you who are practicing Krishna consciousness, we are completely dependent on the Lord. So it is said that if Krishna wants to protect me, then nobody can harm me, nobody can kill me. But if Krishna wants to kill me, then there is nobody in the world who can protect me. So if we have this complete faith in Krishna, then automatically we become fearless. So here is the story of life of Srila Prabhupada. So each quality I will try to make you understand with the help of a story, with the help of a personality, so that it is easy to understand,
Sorry,
that
Mataji, did you say that these were, I mean, these were suggested by who? Did you mention that, Prabhupada?
yes, Prabhupada. So for fearlessness, we will be understanding how Prabhupada was fearless. So for each of the 10 qualities, we will try to understand it with the help of a story. So many times we have repeated that how Srila Prabhupada's life was. Srila Prabhupada, on the instruction of his guru, and at an advanced age of 70 plus rather, and he had just 40 rupees in his pocket, he traveled to US. And he traveled not in an aeroplane, where within a couple of hours we reached there. He went in a cargo ship. So do you understand what is a cargo ship? So there are two kind of ship. One is a passenger ship where people travel. Cargo ship basically only takes luggage, or it takes containers. It takes heavy material like fruits and vegetables or clothes or furniture. It transfers from one country to another country. So basically, it doesn't carry people, it carries only things. So that's a cargo ship and not a very comfortable place. But Prabhupada, somebody sponsored him, and he traveled at the age of 70. And imagine, even that time also 40 rupees was not a very small amount, but then it wasn't even a big amount. So he had just 40 rupees in his pocket, and he traveled on a cargo ship. And during that journey, he suffered from two heart attacks. When he was going, he had no idea that ISKCON will be formed. He had no idea. I mean, he was not going for any big name. He was not going for any fame, for any position. He did not even know that, he will become a famous personality. He was going only to fulfill the order of his spiritual master. So what did his guru tell him? His guru told him that you are an English speaking person. You know English very well. So why don't you go to the Western countries and preach there? Because in Western countries, people are in totally in ignorance. They are living a life like an animal, all the time busy in drinking and sex and meat eating. So there, people are totally into darkness. So why don't you go and preach to the Western countries? And just once this instruction was given to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada took this instructions to his heart. And at such a ripe age of 70, where we, sit at home with our grandchildren, he traveled in a cargo ship to US. Imagine, it's not today's situation where going to US is not so difficult. But in those days, going to US was not a small thing. And didn't take, 1 or 2 days. It took months to reach in US. And he had heart attacks. But complete faith in Guru, complete faith in Krishna, that, oh Krishna, I have surrendered to you. Now you take care of me.
Mataji, there were 40 days, right? The
40 rupees.
no, the travel of the ship.
Travel journey, I don't remember how many days it took. So, that kind of conviction. So this is fearlessness. This is called fearlessness. So can any of you imagine that, at an old age, youngsters can still think, but at an old age, traveling all alone. And in his suitcase, he just had 1 or 2 clothes and copies of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And he went to preach to that country about whom he had absolutely no knowledge. He had no idea what the country is like, where will he live, what will he eat, what kind of people will he meet. So it needs so much of fearlessness. So what I'm trying to say here is, all of you should have full faith in Krishna. You should have full faith. For you, all of you, Prabhupada is your Guru. So you should have full faith in Guru, that whatever he is saying, it is for my best interest. And be fearless. Even if there is anything sad in your life, you should not be feeling sad about it, because Krishna is there to take care of you. Prabhupada is there to take care of you. All of you are chanting wonderfully. All of you are observing Ekadashi. All of you are offering bhoga to the Lord. What is the fear? Absolutely, all of you should be fearless, because Krishna is there to protect me. Guru Prabhupada is there to protect me. That is why every time when we chant, we always recite the Mahamantra. We always recite prayers to Prabhupada, to Panchatattva. Okay, so this is what we learn from fearlessness, from the example of Prabhupada. So is it clear that how from Prabhupada we learn how we also can be fearless in our life, having complete faith, complete surrender to Krishna, to Prabhupada. So let us move on to our next quality. I will share the screens little later. So just one photograph is there. I'll share it after some time. So the next quality is charity.
Sorry, Mataji,
So
it says self-control here.
did I miss? Oh, my screen is upside down. Okay, we can take self-control. Okay, for self-control, we have the example of Urmila. Urmila is the wife of Lakshman in Ramayana. So if all of you know the story, we all know that how Lakshman went, he came to meet Urmila before he goes to the forest with Lord Ram for 14 years. And he tells that if I take you along with me, because see, Mother Sita is also going with Lord Ram. So he says that if I take you along with me, I cannot serve Lord Ram. I cannot do my duty properly. So if you go with me, I will not be able to serve them properly. So Urmila made such a big sacrifice. How did she make a sacrifice? She stayed without her husband and she served her in-laws and the family for 14 years. So that is the self-control. So basically, we should understand that when you are married, there is so much of opportunity to, enjoy yourself, whether it is in terms of physical relationship, or whether it is, dressing up properly, going out, traveling. You, husband and wife, they have a lot of opportunities to enjoy each other's company. But Urmila sacrificed everything for the sake of her husband, so that her husband could serve Lord Ram and Mother Sita properly in the forest. So basically, self control means patience, and it also means tolerance. Okay, so in our own life, we need to be tolerant of so many things. We need to be patient for so many things. We want, immediately, I should achieve something, but patience, tolerance. If somebody is shouting at you, you need to be tolerant. So that is one wonderful divine quality which we all must practice in our life. That is self control. If we have this self control, so many, uh, you know, fights that happen in the family can, stop, because one person is shouting and the other person is, suppose that person is controls herself, himself, then that fight will not happen, right? So that is one quality which all of us must practice if we are trying to be devotees. Okay, so next quality we are looking at is, so is it getting clear? I don't think it is very difficult. Okay, so next quality, now we are taking it as charity. In charity, we will look at a personality whom you all know, and his name is Vamanadev. Sorry,
Mataji, again, I'm sorry. The word here is simplicity.
see, we can always change the order. That is not a problem. The
No,
basic
no,
funda is
Mataji,
that,
for the interpreter. No, Mataji, because I am connecting it there. No, Mataji.
yeah, I can send a new list,
Can you please do that? That will help
because
me.
for me,
Thank you.
the order is
Please send what you're following. That's okay. No problem.
okay. So I'm doing it charity now. Every time I'm sending, I'll send you the word. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, no problem, Mataji. As long as we are
So
following what is written,
yeah,
so
so
that there's
I'm
no
now
confusion.
we are going to be doing charity.
Okay. Can you please explain, Mataji, once that the list there is mixed up and I'm telling you
So
different.
that you are prepared, huh?
For all of them also, no, Mataji, many of them are looking at the chat because you have sent that.
Okay. So the qualities are fearlessness, we've covered, self-control, we've covered. We have charity, then we have simplicity, then we have non-violence, then we have two qualities together, which is freedom from anger and fault finding. Then we have cleanliness, and again, ninth and tenth are together, which is forgiveness and compassion. Okay, so can I move on with charity?
See, Mataji, so there's confusion here with the numbers. So, see, Hemant is asking number 8.
I thought I'll keep on typing as and when we are coming,
Okay, okay. Then should I
as
tell
and
them
when we are
that this
moving.
list is wrong? We are sending word one by one. We follow that, right?
Yeah, correct, correct. I'm sending word one by one. I think that'll be better, because then I'll get confused in my presentation. Whatever the way I framed it, I'll run record. I don't want to miss anything in between.
See here, the 8 is the same as 9 forgiveness because 8 and 9 here is forgiveness, Mataji.
Okay, 1 second. I'll just read. That's why I read everything to you and you translated.
No, no,
So
Mataji.
I'll go
It is
ahead
for
and
them
delete that
also,
list.
no? Yeah, yeah. It is for them also, no? Because they will see and also connect it with that. Do you want me to write it, Mataji?
It's okay. I'm trying to rearrange here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you, madam. I can also do it if you need anything.
So
Just let me know
you
what
can
is
just
what.
type it. I'll just read out. Can you type it? Or maybe Rasarati, can you type it? Are you there?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mataji,
it's
can tell me.
yeah,
Hello?
Mataji.
Yes.
Fearlessness,
Yeah.
self-control,
Fearlessness, self-control,
charity,
charity.
simplicity,
1 second. Charity, simplicity, then non-violence
non-violence, freedom from anger.
and fault finding. So 6 and 7 are
Uh,
together.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. So simplicity is 4, non-violence is 5,
Yeah.
freedom from anger and no fault finding is together.
6 and 7 are together.
But that is only 6 then, isn't it?
Freedom from anger is 6 and no find faulting is 7.
Okay, so it's not together. Okay.
No, because the people I am discussing about, I'm taking those qualities together. You want, you can write them separately, but the quality I'm discussing it together.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Next.
Next is cleanliness,
Cleanliness is 8.
8,
9
and
is
9 and 10 again together, forgiveness and compassion.
hmm, okay. Okay, Mataji. Good.
Fine.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so for charity, now we are on charity. We are going to take the example of Bali
Just a
Maharaj.
sec. Mataji, just a second, since I'm typing also. I'm very sorry, Mataji. Is something wrong?
Yeah, non-violence 1 has come down, and
Ah, okay, just give me 2 minutes. I'm sorry.
that probably would have happened with me also. Something like that has happened.
Okay, I got it. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Now we can
Okay.
continue. Thank you so much.
So we are on charity. We are on the third quality. Here we are learning the example of charity from Bali Maharaj. So any of you remember Vaman Dev and Bali Maharaj story? So a quick recap of the story is that, how Bali Maharaj actually had conquered the heaven, and Indra was out of his position, and, all the devatas got together, and, Vamanadev incarnated and as a small dwarf Brahmin, and he came to the kingdom of Bali Maharaj. So although Bali Maharaj was a demon, but he was very pious at the same time. And so Vamanadev, asked that I just want 3 steps of land in charity. So now Shukracharya, guru of Bali Maharaj, he told that do not commit the mistake of giving this 3 step of land in charity, because this small dwarf Brahman is not an ordinary boy. He's Vishnu. But then even Bali Maharaj also understood. But, since he was such a large-hearted king, then, he did not pay attention to the advice. So when Vamanadev asked for 3 steps of land, in 2 steps, he covered the entire universe. And in the third step, he says, where should I keep my third step? Because I have covered everything in 2 steps. So that dwarf Brahman, he took a huge, gigantic form, and he became so huge that he covered the entire universe in just 2 steps. So he said, where should I keep the third step? So Bali Maharaj, he was a pious king. He said, I can recognize you. You are the Lord. You just keep it on my head. So keeping on the head means he completely surrendered himself, which means I am under your shelter. So that is the biggest charity, because the king now has no kingdom. The entire kingdom is given to the Lord. He's left like a beggar now. So can you imagine the height of charity? So this is what we learn, and this is one of the beautiful divine qualities, that how charitable, a person can be. So from a devotee perspective, from all of you, I time and again when I ask you that, you should donate to the temple. So why do we ask for charity? So for 2 things. One is, when you give charity, your income becomes purified. Because once you give it to the Lord, your incomes become pure. There is no sin in that income. And of course, you help in advancing other devotees in Krishna consciousness, because that money, that charity is being utilized in spreading Krishna consciousness. So when time and again, whenever I ask you to give some money to charity, it is just because for these 2 reasons. It purifies our money, and also at the same time, we become detached. Detached means, uh, of course, we get money, but we should not be so attached that we become miser. So the more we give, the more charitable we become, and the more Lord acknowledges this gesture, this kindness. Lord accepts. As they say that how once you die, you're not going to take that money with you. So in this current life only, we become detached by giving our money in charity, but charity also in to a good cause, to somebody who is spreading the message of Krishna, so that now you are attending classes and you are taking benefit of it. So tomorrow, if this money goes in such causes, then more people are going to take benefit from such activities, right? So is the example clear? Okay, so now let's move on to what is in the list, Saurabh, with you? Simplicity, huh?
Correct, Mataji. Simplicity.
Okay. So our next quality is simplicity. And here we'll discuss a very sweet story about a little boy. This boy is from Bengal, and his parents' name was Mukundananda. I'll just type out. And he had a small son, and his name was Raghunath. Raghunandan, sorry, Raghunandan. So one day what happened, I mean, they had a small Laddu Gopal at home. So once Mukundananda, father, was traveling, and he gave this duty to his little son, that I am going, and please help your mother in the kitchen, and whatever bhoga she gives, please go and offer to the Lord. So now the father is gone. So Raghunandan goes to the mother, and the mother's had prepared some very tasty laddus. So she says, "Okay, Raghunandan, you go and offer to the Lord, and see that he eats, he takes the bhoga." So now he's a small boy, he's very innocent boy, and he goes and he sits in front of that Laddu Gopal, and he tells him that here, Gopal, mother has prepared these nice laddus. You please eat. So now we all know that the deity in front of us, of course, the deity eats, but the deity didn't eat. The deity didn't move. Now he, being a small and simple boy, he remembered my father had said, offer it to the Lord. My mother said, Gopal will eat. So he believed his mother, and he said, what, Gopal, you're doing? You're not eating. I'm sitting here, I'm waiting that you finish the food in the plate. And after a lot of, requesting, when he sees that Gopal is not eating, he starts questioning. He said, since I'm a small boy, you're not taking me seriously. And that is why you're not eating. What will my mother say? What will my father say when he comes back? And then he started crying because Gopal was not eating. Now, interesting thing is, Gopal did not now remain an idol. He took the form of Krishna and he came out of the idol. And when he saw that the small innocent boy was crying, Gopal started eating the laddus. And then Raghunandan was extremely happy. And after some time, the plate is empty. So Raghunandan happily picks up the plate and goes to the mother and says, Mother, here the plate. Now the mother is shocked. So all of you offered the bhoga. You all know that how, the plate comes back as it is, right? We offer to the Lord and the plate comes back as it is. Lord is eaten, but we don't see them, right? We can't see it. But in this case, the plate was empty. So mother is shocked. She said, where are the laddus? She said, you only gave it to me to go and so that Gopal could eat. He's eaten. Mother is totally shocked because that has never happened. And now mother can't believe. She said, baby, maybe he has eaten, but there were so many laddus. A small boy cannot eat so many laddus. One or two, okay, he would have eaten. So where are the laddus gone? So anyways, this kept on happening for one or two instances. And by the time the father came back, and then the mother narrated the entire story to the father. Father is also shocked. So he says, okay, now you prepare another plate of laddu and let me hide behind in the room and see what happens. So again, his wife prepares another plate of laddus and he tells Raghunandan to go and place it in front of the deity. So again, Raghunandan goes and same story. Raghunandan says, you eat. Gopal, mother has cooked laddus, so you please eat. And Gopal comes out and he starts eating laddus. And now the father is standing behind the curtain and he's watching. And he starts crying because imagine any of you, if you see Lord actually in front of you, what will our condition be? Just imagine, close your eyes and see for a second, how will we feel if we see actually the Lord in front of us? That was the condition of his father. And immediately he came out from the curtain and he entered into the room. And the moment he entered, Krishna again become like a statue. Because this story, this Leela was for the sake of the little boy, not for all of us, not for the father. Because the boy had full faith in Krishna. He was simple. He believed that if mother says Gopal will eat, so definitely Gopal will eat. So even today, in West Bengal, this deity is there. If one of you or any of you would have seen, who are from Bengal, they would have seen this deity. This place is called Sri Khanda. And I'll quickly share other photos also I wanted to share, but since this one is very interesting, I will, I'll show you this picture.
What is there, Mataji? Sorry, I missed it.
So the same Gopal is there, whose hand, half hand, his hand is upstairs, and is eating laddu, and he's stopped middle way. He's eating laddu, and half his hand is upstairs, and he stopped in between because father came out. The action stopped in between. You just quickly have a look at the picture.
Sorry, Mataji, is this the one?
Yes, this is the one. Can they
It,
see?
it doesn't look like it. The Lord is going to take a laddu, Mataji.
Yeah, but this is the photo. I mean, that is how the
I
story
mean,
goes.
sorry, I wish I had seen it earlier because I was explaining as if Lord was in motion and taking a
Motion
laddu.
says that he
The
had a laddu in his
interpretation might
hand
be wrong.
upstairs. See, his
Upstairs,
left hand had a laddu. This hand, left hand which is upstairs, it had a laddu in hand. That is what the story tells.
this left hand which is raised,
Yeah, that
it
had a
has
laddu in
laddu.
hand. Yeah, yeah. Because
Mhm.
generally Gopal is never in this position, right?
Sorry, I won't know, Mataji. I wish just
See,
if I had
a
seen the
laddu
photo, I
Gopal.
would have interpreted differently.
So now you can
I
do it,
showed
not a
that he
problem.
was.
So now you can change it, no problem. So all of us should remember that actually Lord sees our simplicity. Lord sees the devotion. Lord sees the love with which it is not important what you're offering. But even if it is a single item you're offering, Lord sees your love and devotion. Lord sees the simplicity. So if we have that simplicity, we will totally believe in the words of Krishna. When means them, this is a very old story when a time when Mahaprabhu was there, must have been 500 years ago or something like that. I don't know the exact time, but must have been 400 or 500 years back. So the point here is about the simplicity that we're discussing, that all of us should have a simple heart so that we believe whatever Krishna says, we believe whatever Guru says. Because a simple heart, you know, if we have a simple heart, Krishna gets attracted to us. That how we saw in the story that Lord got attracted to the simplicity. So if we are not very too cunning or clever, or if we have a simple and innocent heart like a child, pure, then Krishna very easily gets attracted to us. And if Krishna is attracted, then our life is done, right? So that is the learning from this simplicity story, that how we also should try to be simple in our life. Not too calculative or not too cunning. So that is one of the very beautiful qualities that we must practice. Try to be simple in our life. Try to be innocent like a child in your life so that we can attract the attention of Krishna. So was it understandable? Are you able to understand?
Yes, yes.
What is the next quality you have?
Fifth is non-violence.
Okay. So the next quality is non-violence. And here again, I don't know if any of you were there at that time. We had discussed a story of a sadhu and a scorpion. I think in BDC also recently they did this story that how there was a sadhu and he had gone to a river to take a bath and there he saw a scorpion and you know the scorpion is not a creature of the water. So he was drowning. The scorpion went into the water and it was drowning. So the sadhu picked up the scorpion and tried to put it on back to the land. And the moment he picked up, the scorpion bit him. Again, the sadhu picked him up and kept it in the water. He went again to the water scorpion. Again, the sadhu picked it and brought it to the earth. Again, the scorpion. So this kept on happening 3, 4 times. So a person who was standing nearby, he said, "Why are you doing it? You can see that scorpion is biting you again and again. But again, you are picking it up and putting it in water. Why are you doing it?" So the sadhu says that, see, the nature, the character of scorpion is to bite. My character is to save him. Let scorpion do his duty and let me do my duty. My duty is to save the creature. My duty is not to let it drown in the water. So both of them were doing their duty. Scorpion was biting and Sadhu was trying to save the scorpion. So the meaning of non-violence actually, my dear friends, is that let everybody live in peace. Non-violence doesn't mean that, you don't beat somebody or you don't scold somebody. Non-violence also means that you don't unnecessarily harm other creatures. So this is especially relevant for those who eat non-vegetarian food, who for the pleasure of their tongue, they kill other creatures, they kill, a different kind of creatures and they eat them. So we should be non-violent means we should let them exist. If we want to live happily, let them also live happily. So this is a learning from this, and that is another quality of a divine quality is to be non-violent. I don't think we'll be able to cover everything today. Is it okay if you don't take question answers and complete the stories, or would you like to do question answers and do stories because we're still left with 3 to 4 of them? What is everybody's feedback? Let me know. We'll go accordingly.
Mataji, the feedback is that we finish all and
Ah,
then take a later question answers.
next week we can take stories, huh? Sorry, questions. Okay, fine. So our next category is freedom from anger, right? Freedom from anger and no fault finding.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So here you can tell them that we are combining two qualities together, freedom from anger and not to find fault in others. So these two we are doing together because the story is like that and we can understand, it together. So there was once a saint. I don't know if all of you remember. Once we discussed about the saints, about the Vaishnav saints. So his name is Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya had a disciple, and his name was Kuresha. A disciple. His name
Sorry,
was Kuresha.
Mataji. Vishal, Ramanujacharya is the person who had like sandalwood he used
Big,
to wear
big,
on the big ones, no? On the
big
shoulder,
ones. Yeah,
on the
on the
hand.
shoulders. Yeah, I mean, he was a great Vaishnava from this place, Sri Rangam, a great Vaishnavacharya.
Yeah, Mataji. Yes, yes, yes. Tamil Nadu, huh?
Yes, Tamil Nadu. So he had a disciple called Kuresha, Kuresa, Kuresha. And, so once what happened, Ramanujacharya was challenged by a king. So this king was not a very good king, very cruel king. And he said that either you come to my palace and defeat my ministers in a debate, or otherwise I will kill you.
Sorry, Mataji, what is the name of the king?
King's name is not there with me. You can find out. I don't know the name of the king because our relevant characters are Kuresha and I can let you know. Rasrati, can you Google this name if you're around? The name of the king in this story?
What is the story, Mataji? Like Kuresh.
Kuresha and Ramanujacharya.
Okay.
Kuresa. You can find out the name of the king. So once what happened, this king, he challenged Ramanujacharya to come to my palace and you defeat my ministers in a debate, or otherwise I will kill you. So actually, he did not like Ramanujacharya. So now Ramanujacharya, as we discussed, he had a wonderful disciple called Kuresha. And, so he said, my Guru Maharaj, let me go to the debate and you don't go because, they quite possible that they will try to kill you because that king doesn't like you because Ramanujacharya was so learned. So he said, uh, let me go. So with lot of, he tried to convince Ramanujacharya also didn't want to send his dear disciple, but, he went and they changed clothes because at that time the photo doesn't have, but the disciple used to wear white clothes and Ramanujacharya used to wear orange clothes. So both of them changed clothes and nobody could recognize them in the kingdom. So as expected, his disciple defeated the ministers in debate. So now, despite the fact that he defeated them, and because all of them thought that he is Ramanujacharya only. So now king said, you have to accept defeat, otherwise I will kill you. So basically his motive was that he wanted to kill Ramanujacharya. So he said, I'm going to kill you, you please accept defeat. Now, meanwhile, the princess, the king's daughter comes. So once what happened that Ramanujacharya had saved her life in some incident. I'm not aware of that, another story. But she had, her life was saved by Ramanujacharya. So she comes and she argues with her father, the king, and she says, please don't take away his life. He saved my life. But the king was so cruel. He said, okay, I will forgive him. I will not kill him, but they took out his eyes out. They took out both his eyes. Now, our main purpose of discussing the story is the quality. Now, at that time, Kuresha, who could have cursed the king, he forgave him. We are understanding the quality of freedom from anger. So he did not get angry at all on the king. He forgave them. And he said, I must thank you that you. Now, then he revealed that I am not Ramanujacharya, I am his disciple. And he said, thank you because, I could serve my Guru Maharaj because you called me to the kingdom. I could serve my Guru Maharaj. So look at the quality that he did not get angry. Anybody in his position would have been so full of anger. He did not find any fault in the king. He did not curse him. He did not get angry. So when the entire thing got settled and later on, Ramanujacharya, so this Quresha used to sing very well. So Ramanujacharya said, let's go to Srirangam uh, in the front of, the deity. So I think we've got the name of the king also. Anybody can read Kolu Tunga 2. You can read the name of the king. He was a Chola king, I think, one of the Chola kings. So then he said, let's go to Srirangam and in front of the deity, you sing, and when Lord gets pleased with you, he will bless you with your eyes back. You will get your eyes back. So now this person goes and, there also he sings, and when Lord asks what you want, he says, give Vaikuntha to cruel king. He said, let the king go to Vaikuntha, let him not suffer. Because Lord Vishnu said, you ask whatever you want. You sang so beautifully. But this person said, I don't want anything. You just give uh, Vaikuntha, heaven, to the cruel king. Again, Ramanujacharya says that, again you sing and again you ask for eyes. Second time also, he requests, like the Quraysh also had another disciple. Now, this disciple was also very he had cheated on his guru. So again, second time also, Quraysh says, you forgive my disciple also. Now, third time, Ramanujacharya requested him that please ask for your eyes. And the third time also, he just sings. And when Lord asks what you want, he says, I want to have darshan of my Guru Maharaj. And I want to have darshan of your deity form. And that is how Kuresha got back his eyes. So the learning from our story is that how so much happened in his life, Kuresha's life, yet he had no anger. He did not find fault in him. So none of this happened. And these are the two qualities, another two qualities which
Sorry,
we should.
Mataji, I am a little quite back here. It's going quite fast. So I'm
Okay.
still at where you are explaining that the third time he prayed
The third time he
and
prayed,
Vishnu came.
Vishnuji came and then he said, ask what you want. So Kuresha says, I want to see my Guru Maharaj and your beautiful form. So he wanted to take darshan of the Lord and he wanted to see his own Guru Maharaj. So he did not directly say that I want eyes. He says, I just want to see my Guru Maharaj. I just want to see your beautiful form. And that is how finally Kuresha got back his eyes. So from here we learn that how absolutely no anger, absolutely no fault finding. So many of us, something happens in our family and we start blaming. Our boss says something, we start blaming. Our children say something, we start blaming them. But here, somebody takes out your eyes and you don't blame them. You're not angry at them. Imagine the level of bhakti, the level of purity that person has. Right? So these are again two very beautiful, beautiful qualities. And we move on to next, which is, can I move on? Next is cleanliness. So here is a very simple story that it's not a story actually. It is all of us to understand that how we understood Prabhupada's life. So when Prabhupada went to West, they were all all his disciples were all hippies. I don't know if you've heard this word hippies. So hippies were the people who would constantly smoke drug. He would all the time take drugs. These hippies were actually rebellious youngsters who were not attached to their family life. They were looking for something, some solution in life they were looking for. But they were like nomads. They were traveling here and there with dirty clothes. and smoking and drinking, all, bad qualities. And Prabhupada went and transformed their life. And it is said that from hippies, they became happies. And how did that happen? Because they followed instructions from Prabhupada. So cleanliness. Why are we discussing cleanliness? So cleanliness means not just outer cleanliness. So they were very dirty because for days altogether they will not take bath. They will wear dirty clothes and they will be stinking. So, cleaning your body is the first part. Whenever you get up in the morning, before you open your puja room door, you always take a bath, right? So that is the first thing. We keep our body clean. We brush our teeth, we go to the toilet, we take a bath, we wear clean clothes. You remember how Diti was told by her husband that if you want to do this puja, you need to be clean. So in bhakti, cleaning is very important. And second, cleanliness is cleanliness of the soul. How do we keep our soul clean? Can anybody tell me? What is the way to keep our soul clean? What is the process to keep our soul clean?
Chanting, Mataji.
Yes,
Chanting,
Hare
saying Hare Krishna.
Krishna, chanting. Yes. So body we clean by taking a bath and soul we clean by chanting Hare Krishna mantra because it removes all our sins. So these people who were after that, all of them became like such wonderful, disciples of Prabhupada. They were at the level of great brahmanas. From hippies, people who were under drugs, who were under liquor and who were smoking, who were constantly under, mode of ignorance. Full day they were lazy and sleeping. From that, by blessings of Prabhupada and Krishna, by teachings of Prabhupada, they become wonderful Vaishnavas. They became wonderful devotees. And had the call. They could chant Brahmanas mantras. Can you see the transformation? Even today, if you see devotees in the Western countries, they are actually better devotees than us. They follow rules and regulations better than us because we are distracted by so many gods here in our country. But for them, only Krishna, only Prabhupada. So the quality to learn from here is maintaining cleanliness of the body and cleanliness of the soul. So when we are chanting, we are not just, doing it for our own uh, betterment, but we're also trying to clean our soul by purifying our soul. So we come to the last quality, and that is forgiveness and compassion together. I think I'll just take 2 through 3 minutes extra, Saurav, and then we'll be done. It's a short story only. So we already are aware of this person. Have you heard its story? Many times I have explained his story. Haridas Thakur. Anybody remembers? I narrated the story of prostitute who came and tried to attract him, and then finally that prostitute also became a devotee. You remember? Anybody remembers that story? So he's the same Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur used to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 lakhs times in a day. So now, my dear friends, actually Haridas Thakur was a Muslim. But in those days, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not have any difference between Hindu, Muslim, Christian, because Mahaprabhu saw everybody as a soul. So because of Mahaprabhu's teachings, Haridas Thakur became a great Vaishnava. He fell in love with Krishna, and for him there was nothing except chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now at that time, the king, I mean, they were called Qazi actually. I don't know how to interpret it. The Qazi. The Qazi is like the mosque. There are big prophets like the spiritual leader of the mosque, and they used to call it Qazi. So now the Qazi ordered Haridas Thakur to be brought to the court, and they told him that you stop this. One, he was a Muslim, no, right? So they told him that you are now no longer Muslim, you have converted yourself, and now on top of it, you are chanting, and you are, converting other people to chant Hare Krishna. So he warned, the Qazi warned Haridas Thakur, you please stop it. You stop it, you stop your chanting, and you also stop to tell other people to chant. But so what was the response of Haridas Thakur? You know, these people basically were very jealous and envious. They did not like the fame of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the fame of Haridas Thakur, because everybody was getting attracted to them. So he was asked, in the assembly, and he was asked to stop chanting Krishna's name and also stop telling others to chant. And he said, if you don't do it, we are going to beat you. We are going to torture you till the time you die. So Haridas Thakur said, what did he say? He said, you can, take my body and you can cut it into pieces, as many number as you want. You can cut my body into pieces, but I will not stop chanting Krishna's name. And as a result, the Qazi and his, people, his servants, they took him to 22 marketplaces, and they, what do you call it? That koda bolte hai na usko. I'll show the picture. The whip. They took him to 22 marketplaces, and he was beaten so brutally with that whip. And yet, despite all that, Haridas Thakur tolerated the pain, and he kept on praying for the well-being of those who were beating him. And in this way, he was showing highest degree of compassion, highest degree of tolerance, and highest degree of forgiveness. He was not even forgiving them. He was even very compassionate for them. He was saying that, oh Lord, please forgive them. Like how we hear about Jesus Christ. Similarly, we see that in, Haridas Thakur, he forgave them. And he was full of compassion that they are in ignorance. They don't know Krishna is residing in their heart also, but they don't know. So please, Lord, forgive them. So these are wonderful 10 beautiful qualities of divine qualities. I request you to please, by tonight, probably we'll send the recording, read this recording, and you can think about these qualities. Actually, the purpose of telling these qualities is that you start practicing them. Even little bit, daily, like how we study ABCD, how a child goes to nursery and start learning. Similarly, if even little, if you can practice and bring them in your life, it will be a big change. And as I said, simplicity. Krishna gets really attracted to all these qualities. So along with chanting, along with offering bhoga, along with fasting, also please try to practice these qualities. I'll also share this video with your friends and family so that everybody learns these qualities, these stories of wonderful people, of wonderful devotees. So thank you so much, Saurabh, for giving us extra time. Sorry, we'll take the question answer session in the next week, either weekdays or is it Saturday? How is the Saturday comfortable to all of you this particular time? How is 5 to 6 okay with all of you? Are you okay or Sunday is better? We just want, me and Swara wanted to take a feedback from you. Is today better or Sunday better?
Madi, most of them are saying that it depends. Both Saturday or Sunday are okay. Some
Are
are saying
okay.
Sunday is better, but most of them are saying, some are saying that you decide. But Saturday, Sunday, both are fine. Some people are saying Sunday is
Okay. So we can discuss and let them know then. Till that time, we can continue Sunday. We can discover it more then. So thank you so much for joining in today's class. Saurav actually can leave and I will just show them the slides. I'll just run them through the PPT. I won't be able to talk, but then I'll just show them the pictures and I'll share later on the presentation. So Hemant is asking, not said compassion. So we covered forgiveness and compassion together. Because Haridas was very compassionate, no? So he forgave them. So last two we covered together. So thank you, Swara. We'll see you next week. And I'll just run through the presentation. And once the presentation ends, we'll leave the meeting. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rasrati. We'll end the meeting.